Hey guys, today we're going to do something really cool and delicious. I have some ribeye steaks, which I highly recommend on this therapeutic keto diet. Just make sure that you don't go crazy, because there's a little debate in the back of my head that too much protein could be too much of a good thing, but that debate has creeped onto my Twitter account, where I have health professionals that are discussing the fact that there is no such thing as too much protein, and that it's crazy hard to get too much of a good thing like this, a carnivore diet. So what we've done is we've taken this frozen ribeye, which I purchased yesterday at the local supermarket. It was on sale. It was $7 per pound off, so I had to get it. And then we've come over here to the sous vide machine. We ran it at 32 degrees, which is telling the machine don't turn on, right? And I ran it for about, 30 minutes. That defrosted it. And then my recipe for the day was to put it in to the sous vide machine here this is the one that came in the packet on the other side that I did cook, to take the steak and be generous with salt and pepper on it, and then put it into your ziplock, take all the air out of course, run it for 129 degrees for, I think it was an hour and 10 minutes, something like that. And this is what we have now. This, we're going to take over here to the beautiful Dave Jackson Kitchen of Marvels and sear both sides in some salt butter with lots of cream. Let me get up my favorite pan. Not sure why Rachel doesn't like using this pan, but I love it. And then turn our burner down to super low. Get my butter. Now this butter here is, I'm not sure if they even have this available in the United States. I got this on a trip over to Paris and froze it. So now I got it all thawed out and I'm using it, and it's just so delicious. It's cream, high cream butter from Normandy. Is it from Normandy? I'm not sure where it is. The Cronometer, I don't know, maybe from Normandy. But anyway, it has sea salt in it, sal de mer, and it's just delicious. So I'm going to put maybe 3 tablespoons into the frying pan over here. I'm guessing on these tablespoons here, but I have measured this before, so it's about one of these bars right here. All right. And so why do you want to do this? Well, the first reason is because the butter at a high temperature will start foaming, and then on the steak, on the ribeye, we're going to sear all the sides, and the butter will create that crusty taste like you have in a steakhouse, and that's what we want on our beautiful ribeye. Just going to take my fork, spread it around. Make sure this butter doesn't get too hot because it will start burning, okay? All right, look at that. Now I brought this over on a plate and put it right back here on this burner so it'll be close by. Oh, I can see the salt and pepper, the pepper anyway on that. Here, butter starting to sizzle a little bit, so it's getting up to the right temperature. Now remember, if it gets too hot, but you do want it hot enough to sear, right? So it's got to get pretty hot. If it gets too hot, you can just lift the pan off of your burner, all right? So this is getting there. Yeah, we're almost there. Now after this, what I'm going to do is, and I know there's some carbs in just about anything. There are carbs in the ribeye, just very, very low. I'm going to do some garlic in here, maybe a tablespoonful, because garlic unfortunately has a lot of carbs in it, so I'll keep my carb count low, and I like doing that all the time. So one way we can see if the our butter is ready is by taking like a little piece of the meat here. Yes, I mean, if I could measure the temperature with one of those fancy guns, that'd be better, but look at that. Almost there, right? Yeah. So I think that's gonna work. Now, one of the problems with this, one way you can mitigate that problem though is getting a top. The top does not fit the pan completely. I'm in the market for a top for my favorite frying pan. But what this does is keep your butter from splattering all over your kitchen. That's one thing you don't want, right? So we're gonna leave that on there for a while, like maybe a minute. Okay. All right. My butter's getting colored a little bit, and that's stuck to the bottom there. I'm gonna spread the butter around a little bit. I only have 2 hands, but it's getting there. Now you're gonna have to turn this a couple of times. So now we let that simmer in there for a bit. Okay, sort of doing a time lapse here. And now it's time to turn this guy over. And we just keep doing this. And gonna go a little hotter with our fire. Another simmer. Actually, we're sealing. Remember the T-bone, the ribeye is already cooked. And I'm having to move it a little off from the fire. I don't know. I'm thinking, that's looking really good. Normally shouldn't take this long, but you know, I'm learning this process as well, and I see that I can go higher on that heat for the butter. I just didn't want it to like turn into, you know, some kind of a stick into the pan crust. But yeah, I can see where it's like crusting around on our ribeye, so that's a good thing. Okay, and then after this, I'm telling you, I know this is like a lazy man's way of doing this garlic, but it's very practical for me. And I think I'm almost done with this, so I'm going to take this and put it on my plate here. Some people have the you know, in their instruction is to take the ribeye and simmer it also. I mean, to seal it also on the sides like this, you know. But I'm not gonna do that. Not that I'm hungry for this thing, but I am. All right, so we're gonna put that on the plate over here. Yummy, yummy. To your tummy. Now, this oil in here, this butter in here, is way too hot for our garlic. So we're gonna cool it down a bit, and I'll be right back. Okay, now we're doing the garlic, minced garlic, and the rest of the butter. And just let that simmer. This we really got to keep an eye on because it cooks real fast. And I love lots of garlic. So what we're gonna do with this is we're actually gonna pour it over top of the steak. See, there it goes. It's like a little bit too much. But you do want it to cook a little bit because this is raw garlic. And nothing wrong with raw garlic. It's just that you know you want that sort of a cooked toasty taste that I like, but not too brown. So you gotta watch it. There it goes. All right, so we're all set for that. We'll get our plate over here, and yeah, loving it. Oh yeah. Another nice thing about this pan is I just love the way that it cleans up. I mean, this comes right out of it because the pan, actually I'm gonna take some of that. The pan is well seasoned, so I love the way it cleans up. All right. Look at that. Right here in my delicious kitchen. Put you in the tripod, take a bite here. It's wonderful. I wish you guys were here to enjoy it with me. It's one of the most tender steaks. It has lots of fat. And with my beautiful garlic seasoning on top. Oh. Just amazing. Try this. Don't have to use primary. You could use any kind of meat that, you don't have to use the sous vide method either. You could just, cook it the way you normally cook it, then sear it either on a grill or in the pan, and use some of the fat rendering to do the garlic and it's just excellent. Nothing like it. That was delicious. Hey, if you thought any of this video or any of my videos were, worthwhile and beneficial to you or to somebody you may know, consider sharing the video. Consider subscribing to the channel too. That really helps me to gain momentum on my YouTube channel. And if you turn on the little bell, you'll know when these videos are available. I try to do one every single day, and I try to make them something that you can have as a useful tool in your research or your fight or whatever you're struggling with. All right? So thank you very much for subscribing. Thanks for commenting. Love the comments. And thanks for watching. Okay? And hope you can put this recipe to good use. It's so good. Yeah. And I'm going to enjoy my coffee.